Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football. And I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League for every single team, using my over 20 plus years coaching experience. Hopefully I can teach you something that you maybe want to be a better player or a coach. Today we're doing Tottenham against Chelsea, and oh my god, have we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be here probably until next weekend, just trying to break down all the nonsense from this one game. But I want to start with the first goal here. Right, okay, so this is how we're moving the ball, but I want to show you how easy and open Chelsea are. Look, there's their midfield. Look how far apart they are. Okay, yeah, they're attacking, but they are just so open. Like, if you're playing against Man City, look how easy Spurs do it. Watch. As soon as they put a simple pass through, bosh, look, a whole pocket open. Everyone's too far. Everyone's too high. All these gaps are just way too big. It's just way too big. Way too open in there. Look at the difference in the gap between the centre-backs and then the midfield again. And let's move this ball on a little bit further. Bush, there we go again. No pressure on the ball. Do you see how slow they are to put pressure on the ball and makes... there's no sort of intent or aggression to try to win the ball back. It's almost like we're just jogging back. We're going to let you have it out wide and see what you do with it. And then we're going to sort of judge what we're going to do. Look at the casualness in the jogging and the running to put the pressure on the ball. Absolutely none. Meanwhile, in the middle here, you can see intent. If someone wants the ball, someone wants to get on the end of something, create something to happen, and nobody is taking their eyes off the ball. Remember, if you're a defender, look at the ball, look around you, or look at your player. The player you're marking normally. Look at the ball, look at your player, look at the ball, look at your player. Keep your eyes peeled, keep moving your head, keep swiveling around so you don't get caught out by stuff like this. Not that it matters for this goal because we just get a shot, Bosch, and it goes in. Reece James, I think it's Reece James, turns his back on the ball, hits him on the back, and it goes in the goal. Let's show you that from another angle so you can see it properly. He's just being a coward. Don't do that. Get hit in the face. Be a hero. Yeah, let's just show you that. Oh, not my completely wrong. You know me with knowing what players' names are. I couldn't care less. Right, Caldwell is it Caldwell? I think, yeah. Turns his back on it and completely wrong foots the keeper, and it's just into the back of the net. Don't turn your back to the ball. Don't do it. Stay strong. 1-0 down. Not very good at all. Don't do that. Be strong. That's what you're there. It's a man's game. Play it properly. This is one of the 400 decisions we're going to have to do with VAR in this game. Here we go. Watch this coming in. Guy's coming in. Right here to tackle him. Bosch cleans him out, but he doesn't, and he wins the ball. But it is a red card. Let me show you why. Okay, because remember, it's not that he didn't catch the player, but let me show you the actual VAR angle. They've actually done a good VAR thing. I do think the VAR booth plays heads or tails, though, and whichever way it lands is what they give the decision. Is it a red card, heads or tails? Oh, heads, he stays on the field. Tails, he leaves. I guarantee you that's what they do. So if we play it on the VAR, you can see, right, he's going in here. The problem he's got is Sterling's got out of the way because he's an old wise head. He's been around the game for quite a while. If Sterling hadn't got out of the way, this guy's going 2 foot studs up straight through him. It is a red card. And the reason why is because both feet are studs up and both feet are off the ground. He's not in control of his body. And if you're not in control of your body, even if you don't catch the player, but your studs are up, you're getting sent off in a game of football. Let's play that through a little bit better so you can see it. Here he comes, coming in. Dorsch, studs up. Look, that is reckless as anything. 2 feet off the ground. It's just awful. The intent is there. Like, back in the day, you used to be able to get away with that, but not anymore. You can't go studs up 2 footed in. It's just, you can't do it. So off he goes, has an early shower, but don't worry, he's got other mates joining him. Now, normally I don't get involved goals that aren't goals, but this one I've just got to cover because this is a calamity of stuff that's all going on. Like, this whole game was a complete and utter disaster. But here we go. We've got Sterling running in, and he scores a goal. But it's not a goal because there's a whole million and one things that have gone wrong here. So let's have a look at a couple of them. First off, there was an accident down. There was clearly an accident down the other end of the field where someone. Let's just do the Sterling goal first. It was a clear handball for Sterling. Clear handball, as you can see. He's handballed the ball there, brought it down, and he's kicked it in the goal. But that's not the only problems that's been going on this field. This is what I want to bring your attention to down here, bottom corner. This guy's foot. Look what he's doing. I think it's Romero. Just boom, kicks out at the player. This is way before any of that sort of nonsense happens and the goal gets called back and all that sort of stuff. But you're kicking the player on the ground, you're going to get in trouble. No, actually he didn't. No, he's completely fine. He's let off. Don't worry. When they flipped the coin in the VAR booth, it was heads. Heads means there's nothing that happens, so he's okay. Let's get on to the next thing that happened in this melee of one goal, right? Oh, my apologies, this is the next melee that happened, yeah. So, another problem, they're trying to pass the ball out of the back, they completely screw it up, bosh, out it comes, completely and utterly intercepted. Again, teams trying to play out the back when they're not capable of doing it. I know Tottenham have been doing it most of the season, but also they've been doing it against weaker opposition. Even though Chelsea don't have a strong front three, they do have a strong rest of their team. You can't really pass it through them as easily. Well, I know they did for the goal to start with, but as easily as they thought they could there. And they just got caught out. Ball straight in here, into the feet. What does he do with it? Not much. Has a little touch, knocks it off, but don't worry, chaos is about to ensue. Yes, this game was complete chaos. Oh, in he comes, Raheem Sterling. He's going to have a shot. Don't worry. He's going to hit it. No, he's not. No, there's a big foul here. He's gone down looking for a penalty, and he's asking for one. Don't worry. He's not going to get it. So we'll just carry on moving the play on and see what happens now. Oh, look, there's another foul there. Don't worry. We'll come back to that in a second. But the ball's still going. It's still bouncing out. Remember, like I always talk about the D here. If you want to stand near the D as an attacking player or defending player, you will always receive the ball at some point. And as he does right here. But what does he do with it? Nothing. He messes it up too. Don't worry. Someone else is going to mess it up for Chelsea. And then we knock the ball back. And this guy's going to take a strike. Now, here's the interesting thing. I actually think this is a goal. And then I'm going to break down all those other instances because each one of these instances here all go to VAR and they have to play heads or tails because I think that's what they do because they don't know the rules of football. They just don't. So in he goes and he smashes this into the goal. And they call this goal off for offsides, right? And I'm going to show you what they're talking. So here we are. They're going to say that this guy here is offside. He's the problem right here. And he's offside. And this is the problem. And I don't think that's got anything to do with the play, the state of the play, or anything to do with it. They're talking about blocking the goalkeeper's sight, which is absolute rubbish. Because in some games we've had the man stood over here. And they haven't called it blocking the keeper's sight. And he's been in an offside position. So I don't know how they're now calling this as an offside. To me, that's a clear goal. But don't worry. They're going to go back and give him a penalty and some other stuff to make up for this really, really bad choice here. I think that's a clear goal. I think that's absolutely fine. I don't think this player's got anything to do with anything, but they give it as offside anyway. There you go. And I don't even think if you look really closely, I know the lines say he is, but it's got nothing to do with the game. So sorry, the play. But here's the other important thing. One thing I've also noticed with VAR, and I don't know if you've seen the same thing, they're taking their absolute ages, and a lot of the times they're not even drawing the lines. After they did that Luis Diaz mistake at Liverpool against Tottenham a couple of weeks ago, they're not drawing lines anymore when they're actually reviewing it live. Sometimes they are, but a lot of the times they aren't. And I review every single game, so I know what I'm talking about. But don't worry, this is what they do instead. The 400th thing in this game that went to VAR, they were playing heads or tails. Are they going to send him off? And the answer is tails. He gets sent off for that, which he probably should do. He's gone studs up through the ball and followed through onto the player. Now, anyone who knows, who's played the game or been around the game, knows he's deliberately followed through there. He's deliberately gone on after winning the ball to carry on and try to put something on the player. If you've played, you've probably done it before. Is it a red card? It's probably a penalty and a yellow to me, but I think he might have already been on a yellow. I can't remember. But yeah, it's definitely a pen. Is it a red? Oof. To me personally, no. I can see why the ref's given it though. Remember, this is Tottenham, and I think it was another, as a Liverpool player, was in a similar situation against Tottenham, and he got a straight red. No, he went to VAR and got a red. Similar situation again, I think. But I think the problem is with the Premier League, anytime you're going studs up and those studs connect with a player, there's a possibility of you getting sent off. And that possibility happened right there. So he got sent off. One of the wee men steps up and hits it in the smacks the ball into the net box. It's not a bad penalty, to be honest. Actually, it's right into the corner. Don't think the keeper could have done much about it. The keeper actually played quite well in this game, to be honest. But yeah, it was a really well taken penalty. I've got to give credit where credit's due. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, before we go on to the next goal, actually, I want to show you something that was happening quite a lot. Because Spursy were playing up on this halfway line, and Chelsea were just kind of running in behind them. Oh, look at me booming that up. But this is a classic example here of a player, Raheem Sterling, thinking that Jackson is absolutely bad at the football, and he doesn't want to pass him the ball. Now, that's the pass. We all know that. It goes straight into there, and this guy runs on. Or that's the pass, and he runs on. But I don't think Modric's got the pace as Jackson, and Jackson, because he is a quick player, can go on and finish that. But Sterling won't pass him the ball. Watch. As he goes, they come in, they close him down. They can see it's taking him his option away. Now he plays a bad ball out there and he won't give it to this player just because he does not trust him as a footballer. You've seen it a million times. I know it. You know it. He doesn't trust him. He doesn't want to give him the ball because he knows he's going to mess it up. And by the way, yeah, he did miss some in this game as well. And he missed a couple before this. So that's why Sterling's like, I know, I'm not giving you the ball. So he didn't. I just thought I'd show you that. Oh, and it does result into this tackle here. The guy's already on a yellow card. Don't worry, he gets sent off as well. Basic football, if you're on a yellow card, don't take both your feet off the ground and dive in against a really quick player when there's no need to. That's what he does. Clatters into Raheem Sterling and gets a second yellow and goes to have a bath with his mate Romero. Yeah, let's get on to the next goal. This game was a mess. If you watched it, it wasn't really a game of football. It was just VAR decision after VAR decision. So this is that high line that I'm talking about. They played this for, about half an hour or so. Right up here, catching them offside over and over again. And when they didn't and the ball went in behind, their keeper played really well, played a good sweeper keeper and got rid of it. Now, I heard people in different commentary channels and on the TV and go, why are they doing this? Blah, 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 blah. You can tell none of them have ever coached football. Right, the reason why he was doing this, there's a couple of, I can think of probably 30 different reasons why he was doing this. His team normally plays with a high line, so he's continuing to make them do it anyway. He knows he's going to lose the game, so he doesn't really care about the because he's losing 2-1 anyway. He's going to keep them doing the same thing with the same 3 on the 4. He's not going to sit, players back in and have 2 banks of 4. He's not going to do that. He's just going to play how he normally would, 4, 3, and 1, because there's no 3 up there. Okay, and he's just going to do what he would normally do and see if they can figure it out. Now, what happens normally when a coach does this to you, your team, say we're Chelsea in this way, can't figure out how to break this down. And it sounds stupid, but you'll be shocked of how hard it was for Chelsea to break this down to beat the offside trap. They couldn't do it. It's actually difficult because they don't know what to do because they're not really football players. They're robots that play passing patterns, shapes and systems. They can't just get the ball and run past somebody because what you actually do is you run with the ball and then what you do when you get to that player, you kick it behind him and you carry on running to your own pass and you carry on running. That's what you do. You do not try to pass it to a teammate or any of that unless, of course, your teammate stood here and you run and you play a 1-2 off him and you run in behind. Everything else is just, it's easy for them to step up and cut the pass out. But here, we're watching Raheem Sterling time his run to perfection. Let's watch this. He dumps it. See, this is just too complicated. It sounds silly, but it's too complicated. And then he runs off. As he runs off, he's trying to play the ball in behind, and he does, and off he goes to the races. Bosh. And then he goes. Now, this is one of the times the keeper couldn't get to it. I'll tell you why as well. So, when you're in this situation, the dangerous places are out wide over here. Anything played in this middle here, the keeper comes and gobbles up. So any ball on these little side areas, the keeper can't get out there and clear it. That's why this is such a good pass. And that's why it's hard for the other team, Chelsea, to identify it and understand where the pass needs to be. Because normally they want to put the pass over here, and if they do, it just goes. So they can't do that. So off it goes, bosh, bosh, bosh. But here's the thing. It's Jackson in the middle. Is he actually going to pass to him this time? Goes through, bosh. He does, but Jackson's bad at the football. He is bad at the football. And watch this finish. He almost misses it. Yep, he almost misses it. Almost puts it wide. Doesn't. Gets himself a goal. Gets himself a bit of confidence. And let's get on to the next one. Similar suicide line again. Chelsea are up here. Spurs are up here. Chelsea are going to put it in behind. But again, they get it right because they put it into the corner. Bosh, look, it's staying onto this out here. The keeper can't come and get that. He's just nowhere near it. So obviously, but they finally do it because they made so many attempts and they couldn't get the ball through. But they, right near the end of the game, they started breaking them down and figuring it out. I wouldn't have done that. I would have done it for about 15 minutes, then drop deep and play deep and then move them back up for 15 minutes and try to, bounce it backwards and forwards and see what I can get out or get away with confusing them. That's what I would have done, but yeah. Off they go, a foot race again. We can see the keeper. He's in no man's land. He really can't do anything here. But I want to show you this when he takes this shot on because I actually think the keeper could have done better. Let me show you the actual finish. This is the angle I want to show you. Look. He's running back, and he's waiting for this ball to come across. But when it comes to him, it's at him. It's like perfectly at him. I think the keeper could have done better. Look, off he comes. He's coming down. Look how close he is to him. Okay, great, Bosh. This ball here goes straight at that keeper. straight at him. I think the keeper might have been able to do a little bit better there, only because he played so well. If he hadn't played so well, I wouldn't have thought so, but he did. Look, Bosch, bang. I think he could have done a little bit better with that one right there. But let's get on to the last goal. It's a carbon copy of this goal. Here we go. The boys are running straight in. Exactly the same again. Keeper's isolated in no man's land. Pretty much going to be just another little tap in, and that's exactly what they get for their reward. Here they come, looking to try to play the keeper 2v1. I'm quite shocked that they didn't actually, he didn't actually pass it to him. He would have been offside. But watch his body shape as he comes in here, because as he goes to finish this, Jackson almost falls over. Watch him. Almost falls over and puts it into the goal. There we go. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.